What's going on, guys? It's Dave here, back again with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about the 5 reasons why Liverpool will win the Champions League this season. Obviously, there are certain factors to this, including Arne Slot, the motivation of key and senior players, may I remind you, and at the end, something that Real Madrid also felt in the Champions League just this past game, which you may not believe, but it did happen. So, let's get on with the video. So, I wanted to get onto the reasoning why I've actually done this video. And if you ask any football fan in the world which team are the best team in Europe or the world at the moment in club football, they would say Liverpool FC. If you look up class in the dictionary, Liverpool will come next to it. Their fans are excellent. I love the fan base of Liverpool. They're very passionate. They don't go overboard like some teams, and they just don't think they're going to win every single match. They underplay their chances of their Premier League title chances, their Champions League title, and obviously FA Cup and whatever they're going to go for this year. So the situation with Liverpool is everything connected, including the players. The players are connected when obviously they play at home, even away, and they have a certain aura. I don't want to use that word, but they do. They do. And it's that European football heritage also that brings them everything, you know, in terms of glory. And you know what? If I had to choose an English team to support, I probably would support Liverpool because they are that. They are an excellent football team, and from everything from the fan base, like I've said, to the new manager, to when they had Klopp before, everything just seems to fit right. And I know a lot of Man United fans probably hate me for saying all this, and trying to maybe glorify Liverpool, if you would call it that. But for me, I think Liverpool are that team, and they have a very, very, very good system based around them. So honestly, I'm just going to get onto the 5 reasons now, but honestly, brilliant team, and I just love everything that Liverpool stands for. It's a fans-based team. You can feel it, yeah? And yeah, Arsenal are a fans-based team. A lot of the fans are very passionate about Arsenal, and Man United as well, likewise, Chelsea, Real Madrid fans, Barcelona fans, all the Italian teams, Inter, Juventus, whoever, yeah? And Liverpool just a little bit more. I think it's just a little bit more. They love their club to bits. And like I said, they don't go overboard. So, you know what? This video coming up is not to glorify Liverpool in any sense of the imagination, but it's just to explain why. The 5 reasons why I think they will win the Champions League this season. Now, the first point is Arne Slot's hunger for success. Now, as a young manager who wants to strive to win trophies and build a legacy with Liverpool, he needs to have meticulous preparation. And you can see that with every match that he plays. That hunger and success, that drive for success is what's going to propel him forward, shall I say. And especially against Real Madrid, you saw it. It was just that. It was everything calculated, everything organized in that team to ensure that they were one step ahead of Real Madrid in terms of everything that they would come back at them with. So if Mbappe was trying to use his pace to bypass the defensive line, if, you know, Arda Güler had the ball, they compacted the space completely. Put 3 players around Güler, put 3 players around Camavinga, Mbappe useless, Bellingham crowded, you see? So the preparation, the mentality going into that match was like, you need to be on these players. These players, regardless of Real Madrid's success last year, regardless of their poor shambolic performances this year, they're still Real Madrid. So you need to take them with a serious note. And what they did was exactly that. You saw Conor Bradley, again, man of the match performance. Brilliant performance, once again, may I remind you. And it just shows what type of preparation they did going into that match, where Real Madrid were nullified in everything they did. Nullified completely. And it gives us a sense of okay, Arne Slot is here, and a lot of Liverpool fans are now drawing to him because of his mentality. And I think success, driving for success, is one of the factors why he wants to become a great manager with Liverpool. He wants to produce a legacy. So absolutely, hunger for success is definitely one point that I have to say about Arne Slot. The next is Arne Slot's tactical philosophy. Now, as we know, Liverpool's DNA, built from Klopp's era, is all about that gegenpressing style. But Arne Slot is a little bit different, yeah? He does apply the gegenpressing, obviously, with high pressure tactics that can work on any single team that they face, but with a bit more organization. If you clocked when Real Madrid had the ball, and obviously I use Real Madrid because as a Real Madrid fan, you can see it. When the Real Madrid had the ball, they didn't really press for the sake of pressing. They did a bit more with intensity in the second half, but they didn't press for the sake of pressing. They pressed when they needed to, when they felt, okay, Real Madrid could lose possession in these certain areas. I remember an instance where I think it was Bellingham, Modric, Mendy had the ball in literally their own corner flag. Yeah, their own corner flag. And I think it was Conor Bradley, Salah was pressing at that time, and they beat them out of the press, literally. They beat them to submission to lose the ball. And this is what Liverpool do. If that was probably Klopp, it would have been maybe a bit different. They would have, done the same thing, but with a little bit less organization, yeah, and allowed more gaps in behind. Liverpool had no gaps in that midfield when they were playing Real Madrid. For all the qualities of Modric, for all the qualities of Camavinga and Valverde and Bellingham and Mbappe, yeah, it's just a different ball game altogether when Arne Slot is at the reign, obviously, and you can see it in the match. So Arne Slot's tactical awareness, his flexibility also, and his adaptability to certain games with certain teams. Liverpool played Leverkusen, different thing. Arsenal, different thing. Real Madrid, different thing. But with a little tweaks, not so major tweaks. Yeah, the gegenpressing style is still there and apparent, but it's tweaked a little bit here and there to suit the team that they're facing. And that is going to stand out head and shoulders above every single team, especially when it comes to tactics and awareness and everything coming up in, obviously, the knockout phases, the latter stages of this group phase as well. And it's going to be a really, really difficult style to beat across this Champions League. The next point is the revitalization and motivation of senior players. Now, when you look at Salah and you look at Van Dijk, compared to last season, I think it's a completely different ball game. Salah and Van Dijk, as experienced figureheads in this team, they need to be pulling the strings essentially across the whole pitch. Yeah? And when Van Dijk has the ball, you can see he's controlled. There's no worries when he has the ball. He can pick out his pass anywhere he wants to. And Salah, exactly the same, but on the attacking sense, where he will dictate whether he's driving past a player, where he's cutting back, whether he's passing, where he's doing 1-2 exchanges with the like of, for example, Conor Bradley or Trent. Yeah. And it gives them a different aura completely. It gives them a different mindset during the game where Salah, if he's attacking, there's going to be a chance for Liverpool. And every time he got the ball against Real Madrid, essentially the same thing. Every time he got the ball, I was fearful of what he was going to do and what he was going to produce. Yes, he missed a penalty. So what? Yeah. Salah is a world-class player and can pull Liverpool out of the slump any time that he wants to because of his world-class ability. And if people don't say that Salah's world-class and don't put respect on his name, then it's pointless because he is a world-class player. And same as Van Dijk, still to this day, the best centre-back with probably Saliba in the world football. So it's just those two, their motivation, their rejuvenation, their revitalization. It can be seen, it's apparent this season, and Arne Slot is probably the guy responsible for this. The next is the underdog mentality. Now, Liverpool fans, they never overplay their chances of what they can win. You can see it across the fan base. They're very calm. They're very collective. They know, okay, let's just get to the business end of the season first and then potentially go and win the trophies then because they know it's a long season. They know it. And it's apparent in the Champions League, they're going to be facing the best teams at the end of the season. And it's just like that. Same as the Premier League. We know that the motivation comes on the last, for example, 10 games where they're building up the team. So the Liverpool fans will then drive the team forward. It's a difference. Now they just got to collect the win after win after win. And it gives them a very calm and relaxed manner. You see it on the pitch. The fans are not overplaying their chances. They're not thinking in hypotheticals. They're thinking realistically. And that's another point. Absolutely brilliant from the fan base to do that. So, obviously, underdog mentality is another point. And the final one, which I said at the beginning that I wouldn't have believed it if I saw it, is the Anfield factor. Now, Anfield, honestly, a cauldron when it comes to playing football against them. Trust me in this one. We saw it with Real Madrid in the last game. We see it several times across the season. And yeah, it's like that. It's like that. The fans, they really drive the team, especially on match day. You can hear it. You can feel it through even the television on a broadcast. You can just see the way the players connect when the fans are cheering and driving their team forward. The Anfield factor is a big thing. And Arne Slot also projects his mannerisms, his thoughts, his processes onto the fans as well, where he's driving the team. And Ancelotti, for example, as a Real Madrid fan, doesn't really do that with the Bernabeu. 100%, you can see it. But what Arne Slot does, he knows. He's talking to the players on the pitch. He's driving the fans all around the stadium to try and urge the team forward to actually get a goal or whatever, or come back from a setback. And this is a difference. Absolutely. The Anfield factor is known across world football as one of the worst stadiums to go onto, where they actually have an amazing record against some of the best teams in Europe. So the Anfield factor is definitely another point that I have to mention. So guys, that's 5 reasons why I think Liverpool will win the Champions League this season. And yeah, they're a brilliant outfit. Absolutely amazing team to watch. They're very exciting. They have a certain feel about them, which I think they'll probably walk the group stage and finish first. They'll walk the Premier League, I think, this year, personally. And yeah, when they get into the knockout stages of the Champions League and they have that very long route to the final, I think they will win it also. And that's me done, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this video. Obviously, this is the first video that I've done on this channel since changing and rebranding to end the stream, Dave, of a different team, pretty much. So, guys, all I got to see is end the stream, Dave. Take care.